The ability of Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan to prey on women was cited as an example of their special dangerousness by the judge in Romania who presided over their case. He also referred to their ability and endeavor to exercise permanent psychological control over the victims, including by resorting to constant acts of violence. He said that this was another thing that he was pointing out. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we'll be looking at new judge explains Andrew Tate's extended detention in prison. Yeah, you heard it right. The statements were made in a written statement that was released by the main court in Bucharest. In the statement, the judge explained his reasoning for extending the brothers' incarceration for another week. The need to manage social tensions and maintain public order in relation to this case was cited as a justification for the imprisonment. In addition to protecting the investigation and ensuring that the suspects will be present at any future trial that may be held. During the course of the investigation into the charges of rape and human trafficking, the Tate family is being detained for an additional 30 days, until the 27th of February. Both parties refuted the allegations. The court provided an explanation in which he focused on what he considered to be the Tate brothers' capacity to recognize victims who were in a vulnerable position and to consider them to be criminals, rather than the traffickers who obtained large profits from exploiting them. His statement includes the assertions made by prosecutors that women recruited by the Tate family were compelled to labor continuously for 12 hours, with only a 5-minute break, he claimed. His statement also included the claim that the break was mandatory. It also described behavior that was consistent with the loverboy method, which is commonly used by human traffickers to lure women into the sex industry for financial gain. According to the document, all of the alleged victims in the case had asked the defendants for attention and affection, which was made conditional on them engaging in activities that would bring income to the brothers. The document also described behavior that was consistent with the loverboy method. The statement that the brothers' continuing imprisonment is justified is the clearest indication yet of the evidence that the prosecution have produced in the case up to this point. According to the judge's statement, the prosecutors had not fully clarified the facts of the case. However, the judge added that this did not eliminate a reasonable suspicion that the defendants had committed the crimes for which they were being investigated, which justified their detention on legal grounds. Georgina Nagel and Luana Radu, two Romanian ladies who were closely acquainted with Andrew Tate and his brother, are being held captive with Andrew Tate and his brother. According to the allegations made by the investigations, the four individuals came together in the early part of 2021 to form a criminal organization with the purpose of recruiting, sheltering, and transporting victims in order to obtain large sums of money by forcing victims to perform pornographic events. These events were then uploaded to websites such as TikTok and OnlyFans. Andrew Tate has reaffirmed his innocence by stating to journalists that the case file that has been opened against him is totally empty. The statement was made earlier this week when the brothers were taken in for computer searches by an organized crime unit in Romania. Despite the fact that the two guys are currently being held, the social media accounts that belong to them have remained active throughout this time. The next week should see the filing of an appeal challenging their continuing imprisonment. The Tates were also likely to appeal Friday's extension. Ioan Gliga, a lawyer for the Tate brothers, said he considered the ruling Friday as totally unjustified. Only an hour ago, the session was closed and the file has 20 volumes, he said. I find it very hard to believe that someone has the physical capacity to study the file in such a short time, as only yesterday it reached the tribunal. A post on Andrew Tate's Twitter account Thursday read, "I'm in detention as they look for evidence. The evidence they will never find because we are not guilty. They have and will continue to ignore and throw away any and all testimony or hard evidence that we are innocent. My case isn't about truth, it's about politics," the post continued. Tate, a former professional kickboxer who reportedly lived in Romania since 2017, was previously banned from various prominent social media platforms for expressing misogynistic views and hate speech. Romanian authorities descended on a compound near Bucharest last week and towed away a fleet of luxury cars that included a blue Rolls-Royce, a Ferrari, and a Porsche. They reported seizing assets worth an estimated $3.9 million. Prosecutors have said that if they can prove the owners gained money through illicit activities such as human trafficking, the assets would be used to cover the expenses of the investigation and to compensate victims. Tate also unsuccessfully appealed the asset seizure. After the Tates and the two women were arrested in December, Dicott said in a statement that it had identified 6 victims in the human trafficking case who were subjected to acts of physical violence and mental coercion, and were sexually exploited by the members of the alleged crime group. The agency said victims were lured with pretenses of love and later intimidated, kept under surveillance, and subjected to other control tactics while being coerced into engaging in recorded pornographic acts. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so that you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next video.